Hi everyone and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tees Valley Sport Podcast. Today I'm joined by Leon Jones. Leon is the Managing Director of Tees Active. He's come on the episode today to talk about the past year and how it's affected the leisure industry, what his plans are moving forward when the leisure centres can open the 12th of April. So it's a really interesting episode, and to hear what he's done for the staff over the lockdown period, to hear about what they've done to go to the virtual route for their members. It's really good to listen to kind of how innovative they've been. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Hi, Leon. How are you doing? You all right?
Hi, Mark. Yeah, I'm good. Good. Thanks. Are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot for coming on to one of these podcast episodes. It's I'm sure there's going to be plenty for us to discuss around your role and what's been happening over this past year. So to kick things off, Leon, can you introduce yourself and your role, please?
Yeah. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Leon Jones. I'm the Managing Director of Tees Active. Tees Active are a charitable leisure trust, and we're the strategic partner for Stockton Borough Council and operate all of their leisure facilities in Stockton.
Awesome. So how many sites and centres are managed and run by Tees Active?
Okay, so there are 6 sites. So people will be familiar with some of these if you live locally. There's Billingham Forum, Stockton Splash, Thornaby Pavilion, Thornaby Pool, Tees Barrage International White Water Centre, which also includes Air Trail down there, which is UK's highest high ropes course. And there's a recently opened IB Leisure, which opened in Ingleby Barwick in August of last year, but then very quickly had to close. But I think it's not just about the venues, to be honest, Mark. In terms of what we do, we have quite a lot of other brands as well. So we have the Activate brand, which is our health and fitness brand. We have Go Climb, which is our adventure brand that we roll out. We operate a water sports retail store, which has done exceptionally well over the last 12 months, broken all sorts of figures, which is encouraging because people have obviously chosen to go outside and try new activities. So sporting equipment's gone through the roof, I guess. But we're also home to many sports clubs across the borough as well, whether it be swimming, canoeing, kayaking, ice skating, ice hockey. And then, not to labour the point as well, we also deliver on quite a lot of health-related schemes as well, health and wellbeing related schemes. So it's not just about the buildings, it's more of the programme that we deliver within them.
Awesome. So obviously, as you say, there's an awful lot kind of should happen in a normal year as such. Obviously, this year has been one that, as everyone knows, it's been a year like absolute no other. So it must have hit, yourself and Tees Active so hard. I mean, what's the year like? What's the year been like?
It's been very difficult. And I have to say, it's gone in a flash. I have to say, it's been probably one of the quickest years of my life and probably a lot of people's lives. But it's impacted everybody's life significantly and the way that we do things. I have to say, March last year, never did I ever believe in my career that I would be stood in front of the staff saying that we're going to close the doors to the public of all of our venues and put over 300 staff on furlough. It was a very emotional day for a lot of people because there was so much unknowns. People genuinely questioned whether we'd ever reopen again in some instances. So yeah, it's been a difficult period of time. And there's quite a lot of challenges that have come about as part of that 12-month period.
Yeah, I can imagine. So in terms of your staff, have you had many staff actually carried on working over the past year? Obviously, I know you're working, but what about other staff? Have you managed to keep many going, or have it been the majority have been furloughed? How's that looked?
Yeah, okay. So we've furloughed over 300 staff, and I've kept a team of 11 people on.
Wow.
And that 11 people have done absolutely everything. And that they've been absolutely fantastic, I have to say. It's not that the people on furlough wouldn't have done exactly the same, but unfortunately there was no work for them to do with the centres being closed. But we've got through it. We are where we are. I think the single biggest challenge that we had initially was the financial challenge that we came. I think overnight income was switched off in a moment. It came to zero overnight. And at that time, there was no real clarity around what government support there would be for businesses in general, but specifically the leisure sector. But we've worked through that. We made all of the facilities as efficient as we possibly can to limit the impact. But in terms of the staff as well, I think the the staff are our biggest asset as an organisation. So we've supported them as best as we can with the resources available, regular communications, providing lots of information, supporting their mental health, delivering exercise and fitness classes virtually at home, and also having a scheme where staff can access spinning bikes as well at home, just to keep people keep moving and make sure they're in a good place to return when we do actually reopen.
So it sounds like, although it's been a year which has been very difficult and it's thrown challenges, you've managed to think of things, to keep in touch with your staff. Obviously, fingers crossed, 12th April, the gyms will be back open again. You'll need your staff back. And if you've lost all that contact with them, then, how likely would it have been they'd have come back? So the fact that you've done that, you've looked after the mental health, you've kept in regular contact, given them a spin bike during the lockdown period, all those type of things you've been doing will hopefully put you in a really strong position with those staff to be wanting to come back to work, I guess, won't it?
Absolutely. And I mean, we did have a little bit of respite because obviously in August we were able to reopen for a short period of time. So we've sort of been through this process before around staff reinductions, about COVID safe training. There's lifeguard RLSS training that we need to go through, and a whole host. So in the build-up that we're going through at the moment, all of the staff are being reinducted and going through all of the essential training to make sure that they're ready and prepared to safely welcome people back into the venues.
Oh, no, I say it's a really positive step that it looks like things are, as we're talking, it's looking like it is going to be the 12th of April, which I'm sure for a lot of people there's excitement. I mean, I know I've missed getting out there, going to the gym, and it's something that I know obviously it keeps a lot of people. It's not just, as you mentioned, about the mental side of things. It's not just about people's physical health, and I think that's something that's kind of been forgotten almost a little bit in this, that it's the mental side as well, not just for staff but also for your customers as well, who some people I'm sure will come to your sites and your centres for that mental break and that real mental release as such.
Yeah, absolutely. I think through the pandemic, people's physical health and inactivity has been highlighted, but more so it's the link between physical and mental health that's probably been highlighted the most. Having that release, having that leisure time, having that distraction or release from day to day is really important. And particularly being locked down, when we've actually been in lockdown where we generally shouldn't be leaving our homes unless there's a really good reason. It's been so difficult for everybody. It's been so difficult. So I think some of the evidence that we've seen does say that when we are able to reopen, people are ready to re-engage, get back into whatever normal looks like in the future, but certainly re-engage with physical activity and health, and the social aspects that come along with that, which are the fun aspects really that keep people returning.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think it'll be really interesting to see, the uptake when gyms do reopen. I know when there was that brief respite when gyms could open again, I can't remember what month we were looking at now. It was back when they were allowed to reopen for, I think it was about a month or so. It was great to be able to get back in there and, it was seeing your friends again who you hadn't seen for a while. It's seeing the gym staff. It's even just getting out of the house, as you say, I'm the same position as you. I've worked at home since March of last year, and to get out of the house and get to a gym, get to a leisure centre, it's such a nice change of scenery, and that's part of it, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. I think people who've had to work from home for 12 months or not work from home, as the case may be, it's still the same situation with all the pressures that we've had around homeschooling, being cooked up in a pressure cooker, sometimes some people describe it as. So I think there will be a genuine strong return back to fitness. I think that people will move at their own pace. I think some people might be a little bit more hesitant than others, and that's okay. That is genuinely okay. And I think when we open, and we're talking from April, but as we get through to the autumn, I think we hope that the majority of people will have re-engaged with their normal routine or an enhanced routine to what they're working on at the moment. As I say, the data we've seen working with some of the surveys on Sport England and from UK Actives are encouraging. People have found virtual, people are walking more, people are cycling and running, which is absolutely fantastic to see people out there. but there is definitely a need and a want for people to come and do other activities like swimming, like ice skating, and take part in group exercise classes and things like that that don't really suit that home environment or outdoor environment as well.
So you mentioned about the virtual side of things. What kind of virtual offer have you had through Tees Active? Have you done many classes? Have you had much going on virtually, or have you kind of stayed away from a structured session? How's that looked?
Yeah, okay. So I think the biggest challenges. I think we talked about finance, and then we talked about staff. But I mean, the probably the most important aspect of our business is our customers, and we needed to ensure that we kept engaged with them, and ensure that they had some release and some sort of activity themselves. So we developed the Tees Active Activate Leisure Hub, and we created a resource of on-demand fitness classes,
Wow.
Exercise workouts, and other resources, so that people could be or maintain their health and fitness at home as best as they could. One of the other things that we did, which was similar to that, is that we developed similar online demand classes for nursing homes and care homes.
Oh, fantastic.
Which was brilliant. I mean, it was reported on locally and in the Gazette and wider press about how good a program that was. So that was really, really good. But we've sort of built on those foundations now, Mark, to be honest. So we've now developed a full virtual program. So we have, I think, there's over 50 live fitness classes that are delivered throughout the week. And I think there's over 100 on-demand classes. And that live program will only expand when we reopen, and we welcome back more fitness coaches to deliver more of that program. So that's gone down exceptionally well, and we've had our existing members and other users asking us if they can use that service. So that's been strong, and then just developing that again further. We're also working with organisations like Mind and other organisations that deal with mental health and dementia, learning disabilities, to deliver another virtual program for them, so that their users can access it at home as well. So I think that pivot to digital has been really strong for everybody across the industry. It's here to stay. I think some people will enjoy it and stick with it, and some people will have a blend of live classes in the venues, and some will so work out at home when they have time restrictions. So it's been a good innovative development really for the industry.
Absolutely. So I'm going to pry and ask a question now. Are you looking to do, how is it looking for Tees Active moving forward? Are you looking to solely go back to live sessions, or are you looking to keep a mix of the live and virtual? Have you had those discussions? What's it going to look like?
Yeah. Well, so in terms of our opening, we're having a 4-phased opening. So on the 29th of March, Tees Barrage opens, and we'll be delivering fitness, kayaking and canoeing, etc. down there. But the first real significant date for large volumes of people is the 12th of April, where gyms can reopen, swimming pools can reopen, learn to swim programs, which is really exciting because that impacts a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
But group exercise doesn't actually come in till May. So we'll be stuck with the expanded live program through virtual and the on-demand. But when we do open, we'll revert back to where we were previously, where the Tees Active are the biggest deliverer of group exercise classes across Teesside. So we have over 200 classes a week that we deliver that are live, and then we'll have the virtual program and the on-demand. So if anybody's looking for a virtual fitness class exercise program, then look no further than Tees Active, I have to say. It's a really strong program.
That's brilliant. So obviously, as we say, we're looking at about 3-4 weeks away when we're having this discussion now for the gyms to reopen. What are you doing at the moment in terms of getting leisure centres ready? Obviously, you've got plenty of sites to be thinking about. What are you putting in places at the minute to get those sites to be ready to open on the relevant days?
Okay, so I mean, I touched on earlier about getting the staff prepared and ready and come in so that they're comfortable working in the environment that we created for them. But what we've done, we've there's a few strands to this, to be fair. Is that one is the deep clean that we've already initiated. So all the venues have been deep cleaned. We continue to invest in the facilities themselves. So there's new flooring, decoration, so they look really clean and welcoming for any customers to come through the door. But what underpins everything, because that's just the way it looks, are the measures that we put in place, the COVID safe measures that we put in place. So you'll be greeted by a concierge at the venue at the start, and you'll be admitted into the building in a orderly fashion, and then you'll go into your dedicated space. There's hand gel dispensers, sprays to clean down equipment, and so all the other social distancing guidance that you would expect. In terms of bookings, you can book online or we'll be able to book online for fitness classes, for swimming, for gym. So we were limiting capacities to a degree during peak periods to make sure everybody's safe. But really what we've done is taken the UK Active guidelines, applied them as a minimum, and then enhanced them with further measures to ensure that everyone is completely safe when they come into the venues.
I think that's fantastic, Leon. I think it's brilliant that you've gone for the industry guidelines, and you've gone, actually, we're going to go a step above this and really show what we have done to keep our customers safe. I think it's hats off to you. I think that's brilliant. I really do. I think it's great that you have gone that extra mile, and I'm sure that all your customers, when they do return, they'll be really grateful for that, which is brilliant. And I'm sure, as I said, I'm sure your staff are all dead excited to get back to work as well.
Yeah, no, they are. I don't think anybody's looked at the last 12 months as a holiday. I have to be honest.
No.
I think people understand what employment gives people in terms of a sense of purpose, motivation, and the social action. Sorry, you might have to change that bit, Mar.
That's fine.
The social interaction and engagement and that they have with colleagues is really important, and I think everybody's missed that.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. So looking forward for the future of Tees Active, have you got any, is there any plans in place for expansion? Obviously, you mentioned Ingleby Barwick Leisure Centre. Have you got anything you can talk about, or is it just a case of you'll just kind of see as you go?
Yeah, I think it's baby steps, isn't it? I mean, I think the main focus is recovery and getting back to as normal as a position as we possibly can, and that's for everybody's benefit. With staff and customers. So that's really going to be the priority. But whilst we've been closed, we've been pushing ahead with other developments. So, things don't stand still. So we've developed a new program, Aqua Hit, which is a new pool program, exercise program. We've got Aqua Pole, which is pole dancing in a roundabout way within the pool. Really difficult, but enjoyable session. So I'm told by some of the instructors. So we've developed those as well. We're developing new programs for young people.
Okay.
Exercise classes, typically young people who are not that engaged in structured exercise. So this is more fun, more street, as it were.
Yeah.
So we're continuing to reintroduce new products and services within the existing venues. But as you said, we opened Ingleby Barwick in August of last year. I think we had 4 months of opening. And it was absolutely fantastic. It was extremely well received by the residents of Ingleby Barwick. So we really need to get that back online and moving as it should. Other than that, we are always looking at our services and products and how we can improve and how we can grow. And we do have some big plans and ideas, but it's too early to share them with you.
Oh, no, that's fine. As I say,
you'll have to come back to me again in the future.
Oh, we'll get you back on when you're fully opened up, Leon, when things have been announced, and you can share some more on the news about that. But I have to admit, my wife lives in England. My wife's parents are in Ingleby Barwick, and the leisure centre in Ingleby Barwick, it does look absolutely incredible. I have to admit, when I drive past that, and it really does look a state of the art leisure centre. You should be really proud of the work we've done with that one.
Yeah, no, it is good. But I have to be honest, take credit where credit's due. Stockton Borough Council have been fantastic. It was part of their vision with the councillors to develop that facility, that community facility within Ingleby. And we're involved from the design concept phase all through to delivery. So we've played a major part, but, we wouldn't have been able to do it if we weren't given the platform, if that investment wasn't approved. And the residents in Ingleby and the wider area who also come in to use it should be really proud of it. Actually, it's really good.
Absolutely. No, it's as I say, it's exciting. As I say, it's 12th of April. We're getting closer and closer to the date, and I'm sure, as I say, I'm sure you're chomping the bit to get out and go and see your centres and fully operating. And as I say, it's a really exciting time.
Yeah, I think we've spoken before, Matt, when we've caught up. Getting away from working at home is going to be great. As much as everybody has managed through virtual meetings and webinars, and we've kept everything moving forward. There's nothing like being with people in person, seeing people within the venues, interacting physically. It's just great. It can't be replaced, unfortunately. So I'm desperate to get back and see the team and see the customers come back into the building. I'll be happy then.
As I say, I'm sure it's your members, your staff, everyone. I'm sure are so excited for the opening date. And as I say, we are getting closer and closer to that date, and as I say, I'm sure the excitement will be building. So yeah, lots to look forward to. But yeah. Leon, I won't keep any longer. I really appreciate your time, and I know you're a busy man. I know you've got loads going on, as I say, with everything coming up. So I'll just say thank you very much, and it's been great catching up with you. Great hearing about Tees Active, great hearing about your schemes you've had for the staff, for what you've been doing to keep your customers safe when things reopen. So yeah, just as I say, it's much appreciated that you've taken some time out to come on one of these podcast episodes. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark. I've enjoyed it. It's been good. Yeah, so happy to come back on again.
Fantastic. Well, Leon, as I say, it's been a pleasure, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Take care. See ya.
That was fantastic listening to Leon and hearing what Tees Active have done over this past year, which as a year for the leisure industry, it's just been a year like no other. It's just been so challenging, and hearing what they've done, hearing what they've done for the staff, for the members, it really has been fantastic. And as I said, I'm sure I'm not the only person looking forward to gyms opening on the 12th of April. So yeah, we do wish Tees Active the best of luck for the gyms officially reopening again. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We have got loads more exciting episodes to look forward to. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next week.